天霸！
动手啊！
他鸟的色！
也不重要。
During the Sui dynasty, legendary bounty hunter Dioma visits Governor Lord Chang, who offers him a lucrative position as a martial arts instructor for his elite troops. However, Dioma declines, preferring to hunt fugitives rather than serve corrupt officials. Accompanied by his young nephew Shaoqi, he stops at a roadside inn in search of the notorious outlaw Egghead from the Thunder Gang. When Dioma finds Egghead, he proposes an unusual deal: freedom in exchange for triple the bounty on his own head. Before Egghead can respond, his gang storms in, leading to a fierce fight. Dioma remains calm and skillful, dispatching the attackers until only Egghead is left, who begs for mercy and pays the price. With one bounty collected, Dioma inquires about another fugitive, Double-Headed Snake. The innkeeper feigns ignorance, but his expression suggests otherwise. Soon after, Captain Lin arrives with soldiers, publicly beating the innkeeper and planning to take him for forced labor. In a surprising turn, the innkeeper reveals himself as Double-Headed Snake and fights back with remarkable skill. Just as victory seems within reach, Lord Chang arrives with reinforcements, capturing Double-Headed Snake. Watching from above, Dioma intervenes not out of heroism, but to claim the bounty. The two unlikely allies join forces against Lord Chang's superior numbers. In a selfless act, Double-Headed Snake sacrifices his life to create an opportunity for Dioma, who seizes the moment to deliver the fatal blow to Lord Chang, achieving victory at a significant cost. With the governor dead, Dioma becomes one of the empire's most wanted men, prompting him to flee into the wilderness with his nephew, Shaoqi, determined to evade capture. Seeking refuge in the remote Magia village, known for its fearless warriors led by the formidable Ayuya, they find temporary safety as the villagers repel pursuing troops. However, village chief Lao Mo reminds Dioma of their past assistance and requests that he escort revolutionary scholar Ji Shilong beyond imperial checkpoints to prevent his capture. Ji's radical ideas have made him a target, with a bounty exceeding Dioma's. Despite the risks, Dioma accepts the mission. As preparations begin, Ayuya expresses her desire to join the journey, which Dioma initially opposes due to the dangers ahead. However, Lao Mo insists, revealing that Ayuya's recent cancellation of her arranged marriage to warlord He Yishuan puts her at further risk if she remains. The group sets out on horseback, but news of Dioma's whereabouts spreads rapidly, attracting bounty hunters and soldiers. A fierce battle ensues in the wilderness as Dioma defends Shaoqi and their companions against relentless attackers. Just as the fight concludes, a bounty hunter named Shu arrives with a captive fugitive, Yan Jinyang, chained in his carriage. Since their paths align, Shu invites Dioma's group to travel with him. However, while crossing an unusual oil-soaked desert, the carriage unexpectedly comes to a halt. As everyone descends to investigate, Shu reveals his true intentions: the shortcut was a trap. He plans to kill Dioma and capture Zishalon for immense wealth and recognition as the greatest swordsman. Despite their equal skill, Dioma ultimately defeats Shu but opts for mercy instead of finishing him off, leaving Shu stunned. In return, Shu vows not to interfere with Dioma's mission, sowing the seeds of an unlikely alliance. Meanwhile, He Yishuan rallies powerful clan leaders, convincing them that anyone aiding Zishalong is an enemy of the state. When Lao Mo refuses to comply, He Yishuan retaliates by hiring mercenary raiders, escalating the threat to Magia village. Anticipating war, Lao Mo orders most villagers to flee, while a few remain to defend their home. Despite their bravery, the mercenaries overwhelm the village. Their next objective is clear: capture Dioma, seize Zishalong, and reclaim Ayuya. The chase culminates at a narrow crossing where He Yishuan confronts Dioma's group, revealing the severed head of Lao Mo to break Ayuya's spirit. Grief turns to rage as battle erupts in the canyon. Dioma fights fiercely, but the arrival of more clan warriors turns the tide against him. Realizing he cannot win, Dioma leads his companions into a raging sandstorm, where visibility plummets and friend and foe alike disappear. However, within the storm lies an even greater threat: his former comrade Daiting. Their savage duel ensues, each strike aimed to kill. Dioma fights to protect Shaoqi while Daiting seeks to complete a long-standing mission. When the storm settles, the battlefield is strewn with bodies. The worst news follows: Shaoqi reveals that He Yishuan has escaped with Ayuya. Although Dioma yearns to rescue her immediately, he recalls his promise. Setting aside personal feelings, Dioma proceeds to the river crossing that marks Zishilang's escape route. Upon arrival, Dioma realizes he cannot escort Zishilang any further due to the approaching enemies. He offers Shu a substantial reward to complete the journey and safeguard both Zishilang and Shaoqi. Zishilang, however, refuses to leave, knowing He Yishuan wants him alive and proposing to exchange himself for Ayuya's freedom, an audacious gamble with few alternatives remaining. Meanwhile, in Magia village, He Yishuan revels in his victory and, emboldened by drink, prepares to assault Ayuya. Just as he is about to act, Ani bursts in and attacks but is quickly overpowered. He Yishuan leaves her gravely injured before a messenger arrives with startling news: Dioma has returned with Zishilang. Outside the gates, Dioma demands a trade Zishilang for Ayuya. Though feigning indifference, He Yishuan eventually consents. A large sack is presented, leading Dioma to hope Ayuya is inside, but it contains only Ani, mortally wounded. Realizing the deception, Dioma charges into battle, transforming the exchange into chaos. The man posing as Zishi Lang joins the fray, revealed to be Su in disguise. As the two warriors cut through He Yishuan's forces, innocent villagers flee. He Yishuan's brutality escalates as he begins slaughtering civilians, prompting even Pei Shizhu to express disgust at the bloodshed. Unexpectedly, the mercenary raiders receive new orders and abandon He Yishuan, leaving him to fight alone. Meanwhile, Ayuya persuades the dim-witted Wulialu to free her, while Daiting and One Eye arrive with grim news. They have captured the real Zishi Lang and also taken Shaoqi. Everything Dioma has fought to protect is slipping away as the truth unfolds. Years ago, Dioma, Daiting, and One Eye served as elite soldiers loyal to the throne. When Dioma's sister secretly gave birth to Shaoqi, the child was marked for death due to his royal bloodline, leading to her execution under the emperor's orders to erase the lineage. Daiting helped Dioma escape with the infant. But when the emperor learned of the betrayal, most of their squad was massacred, leaving only Daiting and One Eye alive. Now, they have returned to complete their mission, capture Shaoqi at any cost. Aware that peaceful resolution is impossible, Dioma confronts Daiting one last time. Their battle is intense and personal, with neither man wishing to kill the other but both willing to die for their beliefs. In a final act of sacrifice, Dioma allows his sword to pierce him, creating an opening to fatally impale Daiting. The two comrades collapse together, ending a long-standing conflict. While Dioma fights for survival, Ayuya confronts He Yishuan without interruption, seeking vengeance for her family's destruction. She ultimately defeats him in Mohia village, where his reign of terror began. Against all odds, Dioma survives and reunites with Shaoqi and their unconventional family Shu, Zishi Lang, Yin Jinyang, and Ayuya as they ride toward an uncertain